Welcome! This is Solopreneur Success Strategies, where we talk about mindset, your website, your brand, your social media marketing, your customers, how to sell to your customers, how to find your customers, how to talk about the skills and knowledge you need in your business, and free software and tools to help you save time, money, and be more productive, as well as strategy and systems here on Solopreneur Success Strategies. Welcome! Welcome, this is Jane Gardner, and welcome to Solopreneur Success Strategies. Today is World Domination Wednesday on Solopreneur Success Strategies, and it's all about your customer. It's all about you and your customer, knowing how to define what your customer wants, give your customer what they want, keep those customers, and keep growing your business with more customers. So that's what World Domination Wednesday is all about, being able to dominate the world of your customers. So welcome. This is Jane Gardner, and on Solopreneur Success Strategies, we have a 7-day episodes, and Monday is Mindset, Tuesday is Get Your Message Out, Wednesday is World Domination, Thursday is Jill or Jack of All Trades, where we learn about some of the skills and knowledge you need as a solopreneur. Friday is Freebie Fridays, where we learn about some free software and tools that you can use in your business to save you time and money. Saturday is System Saturday, where we talk about some of the systems you can put in your business to free up your time. And Sunday is Strategy Sunday, where we talk about your business plan and your goal and vision for your lifestyle business as a solopreneur. So today it's World Domination Wednesday, and let's see, shall I bother? Yes, I will. Tell you a bit about myself. I'm working with my husband in our structural engineering firm for the last 20 years as a home-based business. We managed to survive 2008, as many other people did, being diversified in our business in Western Canada. We like to travel, we have dogs and cats, and I'm a painter, and I came out onto the internet about 3 years ago because I'd like to help others start their own home business, and this is why I am doing Solopreneur Success Strategies, some free trainings for the day so that you can think about some of the issues you need to think about as a solopreneur. So, last week we had quite a detailed one, and we'll be talking more about customer buying and selling style. And I'll probably do another overview again from last week. For those of you who missed it, I have my YouTube channel, Solopreneur Success Strategies, is at my jane-gardner.com channel. And you can find that at jgtips.com/YouTube. And look for the Wednesday episodes. And last week we talked about customers and how we have different buying and selling styles. Obviously, you as a seller has a different style maybe from your customers, and how you should consider the difference in your customers' buying style in order to develop a stronger relationship with them. Now, we discussed the buying process last week very briefly, so I thought I would go over that again in terms of the actual process. It's just a brief overview, but it might help to understand how selling and buying has changed since the old days. Now that we're on the internet and we're an international audience, we need to be able to adapt to other people's culture, other people's buying styles, other people's how they sell or buy, and make a transaction that connects you with them in a more intimate relationship in terms of video. So let's have a look at the training for today. It's all about how has customer-focused selling changed. So if we look at previously, in the old days, before, we can all remember the stories about used car salesmen, and I apologize to all used car salesmen, but unfortunately that is always a good myth. Sometimes it's not a myth in terms of selling. Traditional selling was about persuading someone, manipulating the information or manipulating the person in order to persuade them in terms of what you want to sell, your product or service. As well, you would make a razzle dazzle presentations that would sell the person on your what you want to sell, and people would be dazzled by all the information and your presentation, whether or not it was true. And you would also have used canned spiels, canned training. Usually you were trained by the owner of the business in terms of what you can say to your customer and what the process and what the information and what the process of the selling is in terms of presentation to the customer. And everyone usually did the same presentation in, of course, their own personal style, but it was always the same information and same process. So the seller usually had to figure out, once they had done their presentation to the customer, how to overcome the objections of the customer. And then there would be a power pressure close process where the seller would pressure the buyer to make a decision. And in order to get the product or service, usually there was some kind of time limit or a other kind of deadline that the customer had to agree to make a decision right away. Well, that was a short term, and it's a one-time buyer-seller relationship, especially if there was any buyer regret. That would be the only time you would ever see the buyer, because they would never come back to buy from you again because of all the pressure you put them under in order to sell to them. Well, now, if you take your customer buying style into consideration, you can have a more customer-focused selling process. So let me see. Let's just briefly talk about the customer buying style that we discussed last week, and how your personality can affect how you buy things, how your personal style within you can affect and make you react to any kind of selling process. And that will be your buying process is different from one person to the next in terms of what they consider when they're buying, and how they react to another person who is selling to them, and how that person's selling style can make a reaction in the person buying that may be detrimental to the person buying. And let's not put this into an over loop. We'll discuss that again next week with some examples. But basically, when you're selling, especially on the internet, because either you're on video or you're audio engagement, talking on the phone, or you actually have a visual connection to another person, you have the engagement of that person being able to understand, connect with you and your personality. And you know from your own experience the type of people that tend to put you off, and the type of people who you like to connect to. And we've mentioned that about the differences last week, and we'll certainly reinforce it again next week. But let's just have a look at that customer funnel again. So this is a customer-focused selling process, so let's go through it. So the first thing that you would do in a customer-focused selling process would be to, of course, approach and welcome the customer and get to know the customer in terms of on a personal basis. And as I mentioned in our personal style process that I was talking about last week, there are clues to find out what type of person and personality this person is in terms of buying style, such that you can adapt to their buying style. So in order to do that, of course, you have to get to know the person, and you have to listen and figure out their process and who they are as well in terms of their personal style. And so you would have a good chat and talk to them about what their challenges are, So then you would identify the customer's needs and wants. So the customer would have to answer a few questions on what they want and what they're looking for and what they're being challenged with and what their problem might be that they're having and why they came to see you. And of course, why they're talking to you on the phone. So you've got to identify those needs and wants of the customer and find out whether or not you can fulfill a solution to their needs or wants. And so the third thing then would be to confirm that those are their needs and wants that they're talking about. With your knowledge of selling, you can decide whether or not you feel that they're actually telling you what they need and want, or they're just telling you what you want to hear because of the certain relationship that you have in terms of their buying and selling style. And certainly if they're being turned off by your questions and whether or not they like your questions, etc., etc. So you have to be able to listen again and confirm that what they're saying are their needs and wants are actually what they are, their needs and wants. So then the fourth thing is to make a presentation to them relative to their needs and wants about what your solution is to their what they want and to their problem, as we like to call it, and find out if they would be interested in having your solution to their needs and wants, and make it detailed, of course, as to how it would solve their problem. And so, based on knowing that you have either not got the solution to what they need or want, or you do have what they need and want and you have the solution, then of course they will make the purchase based on confirming that that is the decision that they want to make. So there's no hard sell, there's no pushiness, there's no this is what you want, don't believe me. It's all about based on your relationship. And then, of course, most importantly, a lot of times people forget to follow up. So once you've actually got them to make the decision to buy their solution to their problem, to their needs or wants, it's always good in order to get a good relationship with your customer to follow up and see how it's going and whether or not that was the solution to what they wanted. And whether it wasn't and you just had a little problem in communication, then you adapt and figure out maybe what there is needed to be their solution. So as you can see, that's quite a different customer-focused selling process to the previous one, where basically the salesman does not actually make any kind of connection to the person first and find out exactly what they're looking for. They just previously, the type of salesperson they know what they're selling and they know it's good for you, so they're selling it to you. Whereas in this process, you're focusing on the customer and finding out what they really need and want. Maybe they came to buy a car, but they didn't really want to buy a Cadillac. So you know they're going to have customer regret, so you try and persuade them otherwise or not, depending on the discussion that you have. So this is a long-term view. And find out what they really need and want, you'll be able to have them as a customer long-term rather than just having a short-time sale with them. So this is a different funnel, and actually I should have shown the funnel again from last week, but we'll do that next week. I just wanted to discuss further the customer-focused selling funnel, and that the most important component of it is being able to listen to what the customer's needs and wants are, and hopefully being able to solve their needs and wants with your solution and following up, most importantly, so that you have a long-term relationship with this person so that you can buy and sell and etc., develop a long-term relationship so that you can always sell again to that person when they have a need or a want. So I know that sounds rather long and detailed, and maybe next time I'll put the two funnels against each other so that you can see the difference between the two types of way of selling, and just start thinking about how to make the selling process customer focused and also become more aware of their buying style. And we'll talk further about buying style next week, review what we talked about last week, put it together with the funnel, and then work around seeing how the two of them interact. And now I already have a offer for the sales style. It's called You and Your Sales Style at http://jgtips.com/p-style. It's all about learning about your customer-focused selling, establishing the readiness and willingness of you and as well as your customer to change, understanding credibility and how credibility will help you in your selling because the customer will know, like, and trust you better. Identifying your preferred selling style and getting having an assessment done so that you can understand that, as well as determining your customer buying style. So we do some training on the various buying styles, and then also how you can translate it and shift yourself to be more amenable to the customer buying style so that you have a deeper relationship and probably more sales, and creating an action plans on how to do that for various types of customers so that you're more aware of it when you are selling. And this can be at a personal level on the phone. You can detect different buying styles, or you can do it on the internet as long as you're talking to the other person. This is a process that you can do called You and Your Sales Style at jgtips.com/p-style. And for those of you who've missed it, we started about a few months ago. We had creating the ideal customer experience, working out a map of your experience of your customer going through your business and how you can create an ideal customer experience for your business, obviously with follow-up and everything, and creating the new customer experience map at jgtips.com/experience, as well as, of course, looking at who is your ideal customer at jgtips.com/customer profile, where we identify what is your business and how to identify your ideal customer and how to use your research to craft your message and use tracking tools to measure the success. Because if you can get the messaging right to your customers, they will certainly know, like, and trust you more and buy from you more often. So it's 6 days of training with worksheets and research for you to develop your ideal customer profile. And of course, with this training that I'm giving you now, this is all about, you may have an ideal customer, but you can certainly sell to anyone, knowing their customer buying style as well, and then being able to go out onto the internet in the world in order to sell. So this is Jane Gardner, and I'm going to show you my new logo. You subscribe, comment, and like my YouTube channel at jgtips.com/YouTube, and you can go and have a look at some of the other World Domination Wednesday episodes previously so that you can catch up and understand what we're talking about. So thank you very much. This is Jane Gardner. Thank you for listening. This has been Jane Gardner at Solopreneur Success Strategies. Please go and subscribe at jgtips.com/programs, and also to find out about other programs as well over at jgtips.com/programs. And over there we have a free mindset magazine for you to check out at jgtips.com/mindset offer. So welcome. Thanks for listening, and I hope to see you again here tomorrow, as this is a 7-day-a-week show on mindset, your customer, getting your message out on social media and on your website, talking about strategies, talking about business systems, talking about all kinds of things, including the skills you need as a solopreneur. So please come back and subscribe at jgtips.com/programs. Thank you.